Hey everyone, happy Thursday. Oh, there's lip gloss on my teeth. Hold on. All right, let's not look like I've been working since 6 a.m. Hi everyone. I hope you all are having a great Thursday. Getting ready to have a really solid and good weekend. I wanted to pop on today and share with you a discussion I was having via email with one of my subscribers that I actually thought was a really valid question and a good question that I thought would make really good content because I'm sure that I always have this thought that if someone asks a question, that means millions of not millions, but hundreds of other people probably have that question. So today I want to talk to you about paid advertising and why organic marketing is such a central part of what I do and what I teach, right? And I really want to just drill this home because I never want to give off the impression that I think paid ads is a bad thing or whatever. But there is a method to my madness. So if you are someone who is interested in understanding the value in organic marketing versus paid ads, this is the session for you. And please feel free to share this out with anyone that you think could benefit from it. Let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Kashira. I am a business coach. I'm a certified life and success coach. I specialize in working with coaches of all industries on growing and scaling their high ticket coaching business. You can learn all about me at thepowercollective.co. And again, today I want to talk to you about, do you need to invest in paid ads to grow your coaching business? So if you are new around here, one of the big things that I advocate for is organic marketing. And you typically hear me say quite often, well, not say, but you hear me talk quite often about my own success with organic marketing and how I do a lot of things without paid ads. And you also hear me talk about my clients' success, right? Without paid ads. So let's talk about this. Do I think paid advertising, that's running Facebook ads, Google ads, whatever, do I think that that's a bad thing? Absolutely not. I think ads are an amazing marketing tool, right? They are a fabulous marketing tool. The issue is a lot of people that I work with are not ready to run paid ads when they come to me. They're ready to run them when they leave, but not when they come in. And so there's a reason why I like to teach organic marketing, and I want to run you through that list. One of the first things that I talked about with the person who asked me about my perspective on paid ads is that investing in ads when you are not sure of your audience, your messaging, if your offer is even set in stone, is a waste of time and money. If you've taken an ads course or you've worked with an ads manager, you know that you need a deep level of detail in order to even set the ads up, let alone get results. And as someone personally who's pivoted a ton in my business and made a lot of shifts, the more I began to work with clients in the early days, the more my client profile naturally became more niche. The more I deep dived into my mindset work, which then helped up level my business, I was able to get even more clear on my messaging. And so when you run generic ads with generic language to a large group of people, hoping for the best, you're basically wasting your time or your money. Let's just be honest, right? And whether you're an experienced entrepreneur or not, if you're launching a new offer or pivoting to a new business model, that may not be the best use of your time. The other thing to consider is if you don't want to invest the time and money in learning how to do ads correctly yourself, then you're going to need to hire an agency or an ad strategist, which, let's be honest, is a bag, number one. There's nothing wrong with that. But why would you spend a bag on agency work when you have a generic offer and generic customer profile in the first place? Because that agency, they're not miracle workers. They know how to do the pixels and all of this and that. But if you come to them just saying, I help women find their purpose, they're going to look at you like you're crazy. And some of them will still take your money and run the ad, but there won't be any results with that, right? So when you come over here into our programs and say, I want to help women discover their purpose, we help you to go deeper, to pull out what women, what does that look like? What does this mean? Let's run some tests using organic social media to see who's biting, do we like them, X, Y, and Z, and go from there. It's going to be a waste of money. Additionally, from my sales conversations, I've worked with people who have hired coaches who have told them to simply run ads to grow their audience. The problem with that, there's two problems with that. So, problem A is that growing an audience is important. But when it's phrased like that, it makes you think that growing an audience is the only priority. And that's when you start to busy yourself with things that are not really moving the needle. You start trying to chase the vanity metrics and don't really understand that you can have 50,000 followers and still have no clients. Why is that? Because again, you're going into this with a complete lack of clarity. So you're going to build an audience of all the wrong people. And let's talk about how difficult it is to rebrand after you've built an audience of all the wrong people. Right? And so, of course, the people who come to me at this point, now they're frustrated, they're mad, they have a lack of trust when it comes to online experts because they were told to invest more of their money, more of their time, more of their energy into efforts that don't work. And it then creates this continuous behavior of deep diving into things that aren't moving the needle in our businesses. And we look up one day, we're burned out, overwhelmed, and we don't have any money to show for it. We don't have any activity going on in our business to show for it, right? And then the second thing that's wrong with that is that when we're running ads to grow our tribe, at that point, it's like we're just kind of hoping for the likes and the follows, but we're not attracting qualified leads. And as a coach, that's really, really important. A qualified lead is someone who is actually a strong fit for your program and will likely get the results of your program promise, provided they, one, meet the profile, and two, follow your frameworks, right? Just because somebody can pay does not mean they're a great fit for your program. We don't want to build an audience of disqualified leads. You can have 500 followers, but if they all fit your customer profile, you're immediately ahead of the pack. The last reason why I don't like to advocate for paid ads too soon is because what are you going to do if your ads account gets shut down? This happens so frequently on all platforms, not just Facebook, but this can happen on Google, on Twitter, on YouTube. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying this to say if we rely solely on one avenue, one platform, one mechanism, then our businesses are completely at risk, right? This is why every time Instagram goes down for maintenance, I think that this was like a thing last year. Every time they would go down, people would send those emails like, this is why you got to build an email list or a text list. And even though those emails were mad annoying, there's some truth to that, right? We need to build other avenues to market for our businesses, but the caveat is we want to build avenues of qualified leads, qualified prospects. We want to build an audience of people who, if they're not ready now, they will be within the next couple of months. We don't want to build an audience of window shoppers, lurkers, and people who are just here to steal and copy. But that's what happens when we just willy-nilly just want to build an audience, but we're not really thinking about the quality behind that. So the question is, do you need paid ads to run your business, right? Or to grow your business? The answer is no. Paid ads are going to be great as a next step if you're thinking about scaling or you're thinking about getting in front of new people later on when you have more budget, more time. But I don't want you to think that if you don't have a budget for ads or the time for ads or an interest in ads, that means you can't do anything. You can absolutely grow your business organically, but it is going to require some work and time. And it doesn't have to be forever either. But I always say that because I don't like to sell dreams, right? Like, I am very honest about the fact that if you come into our programs in our space, you are going to have to do the work. But marketing your business organically can bring you more qualified leads, which can then shorten the timeline of the customer journey, right? Which means people are going to convert faster into your programs. But here's what's required in order for organic marketing to work. This is where you want to take notes. This point right here. Number one, some of this is going to sound like you've heard it before, but I need you to come into this with an open heart, open mind, because I don't want you to waste your money. Okay. So, what's required, number one, is true clarity on the exact problem you solve. And I challenge you to ask yourself, How can I go deeper? How can I be more specific? You can no longer afford to be high level in general in how you choose to communicate your programs and what you do. That is what happens when there is more competition. You can no longer take the easy route, the mediocre route, the whatever just sounds good route. You have to pull out clearly what problem you solve for that person, because that's going to be the first thing that sparks someone's interest and attention. It's not going to be the very well branded graphics you spent 3 hours on. It's going to be the messaging that's immediately available to them on what you actually do, right? But when we choose to do high level things, I help you grow your business. I help you find a new job. I help you find your purpose. I help you find happiness. These are not bad things, but they're so high level that they can be interpreted a ton of different ways. We have to go deeper into this. And again, this is the unsexy behind the scenes stuff that people don't like to do, but it's required because it's going to help you to communicate so much more clearer. The other thing is sometimes we don't want to go deeper because we don't want people to be left out or to feel like they can't work with us. People should feel like that. Our messaging should be so specific and so sincere and strict that it should disqualify people. That's the problem. That's why people are in your DMs right now asking you a million questions and not buying, or booking sales calls with you and not showing up, or amen and praise hands emojis in your comments but not clicking the link in your bio. That's why you need to disqualify them through your messaging, through your content. Additionally, you need to be very clear about who you serve, right? If you are a new coach, a struggling coach, an emerging coach, you do not serve everybody, and you do not need to be available for everybody to make money or be successful. You need to have clear, defined customer profiles. You can totally have multiple if you want to, if you have multiple offers, but you need to get very clear about who you can help, because this is not only going to impact marketing, but it's going to impact whether or not your clients get results. As coaches, our credibility is rooted in our frameworks getting our clients results. But if we keep stretching out the parameters of who can be in our programs, we are going to self-sabotage our ability to help the people get results, to get case studies, to get testimonials. We have to honor that. So if there is a lack mindset going on that causes you to feel away, if you turn someone away, if you disqualify someone, I'm going to need you to shift that, because coaching is supposed to be a luxury industry and a luxury offer. It's not meant for one coach to serve everybody and their mama. That is not what you're here for. You need to go deeper into that and be way more specific about who you serve. And there's a reason why my clients say I teach market research different than anyone they've ever seen, because we go to a deeper level beyond gender and age, and if they have children or not. There's deeper things you can explore there. The next thing you need to have is unapologetic confidence about what you bring to the table as a coach, right? And I recognize that for many of us, as we go through this entrepreneurial journey, we're doing our mindset work. We know our mindset work never ends. But I will tell you this: if there is a confidence issue, I want that to be your top priority. There's a reason why abundant mindset is the first module in our program, because I have to tell you, if you are not confident in your offer, confident in your abilities, no one else will be. That can come across in your content, in your captions, in your videos, in your podcasts. That will come out. And let's also recognize the fact that our clients, for many of them, you're their first coach. They're already nervous about engaging with the coach and making an investment. Or if you're not their first coach, they may have been burned by someone else and already has trust issues with that, right? And so if they feel energetically a hint of doubt around your abilities, they are going to go elsewhere. You have to have unshakable confidence and unapologetic confidence about what you bring to the table. Part of that is pulling out your own value proposition and building that out and getting clear with communicating it. But then the other part is that you have to just own the fact that you are absolutely amazing. You have a strong skill set. You've been called to this life. There is no coincidence that you are now a coach. Even if you are a new coach, you've been doing this, whether it's for free, with friends and family, for low cost, whatever. You're not new to what you do. You're just new to doing it in this way or online. And so that's one of the first things to accept. You are not new. Like, you have the power to help someone change their life for the better in whatever industry, whatever space you're in. And I want you to own that. I want you to own that 100%. From there, you need a solid signature offer. You need a solid you need a solid signature offer. You cannot keep relying on a la carte Q&As and Build-A-Bear style offers. You need a defined offer with a defined promise. So let me just pause for a second and say, I'm hosting a free class next Thursday called Master Your Method, how to increase your revenue by $100,000 this year. Okay, this year. And in that class, I want to talk to you about what's required to do that. And I'm going to walk you through actual high-end coaching offers you can sell that do not require you to sacrifice your sanity, that will still drive results for the client, but on the back end, you're not going to be stressed. Some of the offers I'm going to show you require you to have as little as 3 clients a month, which then allows you to be a little bit more present for the client without feeling burned out. A solid offer does not have to mean you're available 24/7. It's really about you taking the time to build curriculum, which is what a lot of coaching programs are lacking. A lot of programs just have no curriculum. There is no frameworks. There is no documented process. And that's why people have frustrations with coaching. And that is why I'm very much proud of my program, of the Founder Circle, because the curriculum is undeniable. It's best in class. The tools and templates, undeniable. The roadmaps, right there and readily available. And we have to have these things if we want to be world-class coaches. In our program, while I do teach you how to launch in a minimum viable way, I still walk you through how to create your own patented framework before you launch your offer so that you're well on your way to having something that is not only powerful but scalable, right? When we think about being a coach like a Tony Robbins, well, that's part of it, right? It's having my phone just turned off. It's having a dedicated framework that you can replicate time and time again, right? From there, you need to be able to now communicate this, right, with powerful messaging that is clear, that is concise, that is direct, it's to the point, and it's consistent. Okay? It's so much easier to build this kind of messaging when you know all of the things I already talked about, right? You have clarity on the problem you solve. You know who you're talking to. You know what your offer is. And from there, with the messaging, we can then create the intentional organic content strategy, which is going to be a mix of video and email to then convert those qualified leads. So with that being said, I've given you a lot to chew on the debate between paid ads and organic marketing. If you want more, if you want a deeper dive into how to organically grow your business by an extra $100,000 this year, head over to thefoundercircle.com/apply to get your invitation to next week's Master Your Method training. With that, I will talk to you all in the next video. Have a great night.